Hey guys, what's up? This is Kaozbender here again for yet another video, and welcome to my personal top 5 bosses in Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64. Along your journey, you will find all kinds of hazards, ranging from a harmless 2 HP Goomba, all the way to the Troopa King himself. And if that wasn't too obvious, allow me to include an obligatory spoiler alert as we move along. You will find a lot more threatening and/or silly foes in your adventure through this incredible game. And while there are obviously more than 5 to battle, I will count down my personal favorite bosses for you guys. Keep in mind that this is my own opinion, and that the ranking of these bosses don't really reflect their difficulty or their personality as a whole, but rather how much fun I had when fighting them or how memorable they were once defeated. So with that, I bring you guys my personal favorite top 5 bosses in Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64. Number 5. Starting this list, we have Lava Piranha, the boss of Chapter 5, located in the depths of Mount Lava Lava. I knew for sure this boss would land somewhere along this list for a couple of reasons. First off, we have its minions all throughout the volcano, which will alert their comrades of Mario's presence a couple of times along the way. This makes me feel observed by these little pests as they report to their boss of an unwanted entity inside their headquarters. When fighting the Lava Piranha itself, you will experience one of the first plot twists this game has to offer. When you think everything is settled, Lava Piranha will submerge into the hole it is located, and after a few seconds it will come back to life with full health and it will be on fire, preventing Mario and company to have direct contact with its head. That is, if you do not have a special badge equipped. There is a very nice trick to get this battle over with really quickly, which you might have not figured out in your first run of the game. But if you have a snowman doll in your inventory, you can use it in order to disable this vulnerable boss for a few turns and lay your wrath all over its useless form. You can also achieve this by using Sushi's ultra rank ability to drown these poor souls. All of these factors, along with the incredible music playing throughout the battle, make Lava Piranha my 5th favorite boss in the game. Number 4. When entering Flower Fields to take care of Chapter 6, you will be greeted by a very sad tree which will tell you how all of a sudden the sky became extremely dark because of some clouds that magically appeared. This resulted into the sun itself also becoming pretty depressed, and all of the inhabitants of this happy and joyful place are all but wondering what the hell even happened. You later find out that some pesky Magic Koopas are in charge of a cloud generating machine, and that this is the reason why everything has been so gloomy lately. Upon defeating the gang and after some quests within the area, you get to the boss of Chapter 6, Huff Puff. This is by no means a difficult boss as we stomped him in just a few turns during my let's play of the game. But what makes this boss pretty unique to me is the fact that he had a plan to make lives miserable, which no other boss truly accomplishes the way Huff Puff does, giving him a solid top 4 on this list. Going into detail as to why and how he planned this would mean giving away most of the plot this chapter has to offer, which is pretty much a crime to me. So I highly encourage you guys to play the game in order to know more about this villain's motive. Number 3. There are multiple optional battles in the game, and in order to get to number 2, you have to prove yourself as a top fighter in the training dojo. While the initial fights are extremely easy to beat, none of them compare to what challenge the master has to offer you before handing you that final diploma to show off your fighting skills to anyone who crosses your path. While the final phase of this challenge is pretty tough to handle, and even comparable to the final boss of the game, the difficulty is not what gets the dojo master a top 3 spot in this list, but rather what you have to do in order to achieve supreme victory over the old man and his disciples. There is no restriction as to when you can or wanted to take on these optional battles, and this is what makes it cool to me. You might want to take on a couple of fights at once, but there will be a point in which your rival will snatch the victory away from your hands simply because you are not strong enough. These optional battles make you feel like you not only have to get strong for Princess Peach, but to ultimately defeat the master's final phase once and for all, since you will potentially lose every now and then, giving you that sense of wanting to become better just to prove your enemies wrong. While the whole experience is a really nice stepping stone, the final battle itself, along with the previous fights, are some of my personal favorites in the game. Number 2. There are some games in which optional battles are more ridiculous and difficult to beat than the final boss itself. And yes, this is a trend which continues in later Paper Mario games. If you have played this game before, you might recall the maze-like part of Bowser's Castle, in which you have to solve certain puzzles and answer some trivia in order to advance to the next stage. If you get to the last trial, you will be presented with a seemingly harmless trivia game for you to enter Peach's castle. However, if you get 3 answers wrong, you will be given the most difficult challenge this game has to offer: the Antiguy Unit, which earned the number 2 spot on this list for one reason and one reason alone: the difficulty. See, this is how it goes. Almost all the bosses in this game can be defeated with not a lot of preparation, or no preparation whatsoever. This is not the case at all for the Antiguy Unit. In order to have a slight chance at defeating these sons of bitches, you will have to prepare a lot of things before the battle and have all of your resources available to you, or be incredibly overpowered. Things like a full star power meter, full health and FP, the correct partner to start the battle, some healing items, and of course some repel gel will certainly be a huge help. Now, I'm not implying this battle is 100% impossible to be won if you are not prepared, as having max HP and FP along with a nice set of badges could do the trick and you will have a higher chance at being victorious. However, if it's your first time playing this game, or if you don't have a proper setup for the fight, you will most likely fall to the hands of these little evil bastards, making them a noob trap and earning them number 2 in my personal favorite bosses in the game. Number 1. All the bosses you face in Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64 have a distinct personality which make most of them extremely memorable. However, if there is one boss who was not memorable enough for you the first time you fight him, he will make sure to be engraved into your memory for how much of an attention seeker he is, hunting Mario and his every move throughout the adventure. If this wasn't already a clear hint as to who my favorite boss in the entire game is, Junior Troopa takes the gold medal. You will be fighting against this little fella not once, not twice, but a whopping 6 times throughout Mario's journey. The amount of times you have to battle Junior Troopa is not the only reason why he's my favorite boss in the game, but the fact that he has so many tricks up his sleeve every time he meets Mario. The first time you fight him, it will be a fair battle. However, he then brings on higher defense, wings, a spike on top of his head, some black magic, and increased nasty power to the battlefield. Some of the dialogue this little guy has to offer is some of the most hilarious and laugh-inducing text you will read as you move along. Hell, he will even be frozen at some point, making you think that you are finally done with his sorry ass. Nevertheless, this was not a hard decision to make, since in my personal opinion, Junior Troopa is the number 1 boss in Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64. Hey, thank you very much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like in order for me to know that you would like to see more content like this in the future. And if you didn't, make sure to drop a dislike and let me know what I can improve on. Also, in order to celebrate a new year and the beginning of these types of videos, I'm going to host a small giveaway for you guys in which 2 of you are going to win a $10 eShop card. All you have to do is drop a comment below letting me know who your favorite boss in Paper Mario is and why. Now, if you haven't played the game, don't worry, all you have to do is let me know what your favorite boss in any video game is, and you will be entered to win one of these 2 codes. I will be announcing the winners of this giveaway on January the 15th, so make sure to follow me as well in order to know who it was. Also, make sure to include your Twitter handle in your comment, since I will be contacting the winners there. We all know how YouTube's inbox system has been for the past couple of years, so I'm not really gonna risk it. Now, don't worry if you don't have a Twitter account, it only takes a couple of minutes. And while you're at it, why not follow me in order to be notified when more videos like this are uploaded. Once again, thank you very much for watching my video. Again, hopefully you enjoyed, and I hope to see you soon in the next one.